What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 5 tools that I use religiously within my wedding photography business. Now, these tools I've been using for all of 2022, and I will be continuing to use these tools in 2023. But if it wasn't for these tools, my business wouldn't be as efficient as it is today. And I hope some part of it also helps you in, growing your business, but also making it more efficient within a workflow perspective to help you guys succeed and do better for the new year. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below, let me know what's your favorite part, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get straight into the video. Number 1, a CRM. A CRM is actually really helpful, and I only got onto one properly at the end of 2021. It was by far a game changer in terms of actually managing my pipeline, my leads, my bookings, my contracts, everything. If you guys haven't looked into a CRM, I highly recommend you to get on one. Now, I use Studio Ninja. It is by far one of the best programs out there. It's an Australian company, and I'm actually so involved with it, which is great. I love it. I'm actually gonna leave a referral code in the description below. So go check that out. You guys can get some level of a discount. I believe it's 20%, and you can see what subscription packages work for you. Now, the reasons why I think CRMs are so important is because it helps you to manage your pipeline. And as a wedding photographer who has a lot of leads come through, you want to make sure that you're jumping on this and really taking advantage of ways to manage a whole bunch of different clientele, from people that have inquired to people who have sent you follow-up emails, or maybe you're trying to follow them up, right? From bookings that are coming up. And it's also great because you can write notes and descriptions into a text box that you can actually pay mental note of, and it shows you these reminders as the bookings get close. It also helps to deal with payments, contracts, templates, everything, you name it. It's a great way of overall just managing your business. And if you haven't used a CRM before, I highly recommend you to use one. I know the popular one is Honeybook, there's also Tave. There are a few different ways to manage your business, but Studio Ninja for me just made sense. It was an Australian company, and I loved the design and layout of it, and it just keeps getting better. So if you guys haven't already invested into a CRM for your wedding photography business, I highly recommend you to do that. Tip number 2, Photo Mechanic. Now, I'm not going to touch specifically on Lightroom or Photoshop because that's pretty obvious as a wedding photographer and what most people use as a staple for editing their content. The reason that's why I'm talking about Photo Mechanic specifically is for my culling process. Now, culling is just the simple act of going through all of your images and deciding on which ones to keep and which ones to discard. Again, you probably won't be giving everything to your clients, and you want to make sure that you're giving them the best of what you have taken. Photo Mechanic is a great way to just do that. It is a simple yes and no design feature for me as which ones do I want to keep by either flagging it as a particular color, keeping those ones, and then discarding everything else. The reason as to why I love it is because it's seamless and also very quick. It doesn't even lag whenever I press next. The previews are also high res and high quality, and culling on Photo Mechanic just made a lot more sense as opposed to culling on Lightroom. Now, again, this works for me. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it whatever way you prefer, but it is a tool that I have religiously used all of last year, and I will continue to use all of 2023, and I definitely recommend it for anyone who wants to really ensure they have a quicker post-production workflow process. Now, I have talked about this in a previous video in the past before, so go check that out, but Photo Mechanic is something that I just genuinely always use and genuinely recommend for anyone who is a wedding photographer. Number 3, Dropbox. Now, for someone who is a wedding photographer, I highly recommend you to invest your funds into something that can do an online backup or cloud storage or something, just so you can protect your images. I can't stress how vital and important it is to make sure that you have a system that allows you to have a hard copy as well as soft copy of all of your content. Now, as a wedding photographer, what I usually do is I go home from a wedding. I usually have multiple areas where I save some of my images, but as soon as I'm done, I go straight onto Dropbox and I start uploading a whole bunch of images that I've taken from those wedding days, and I make sure that it stays there. So at least if something happens to these hard drives, I can ensure I have a digital soft copy, via the cloud that I can just download and reuse all the time. Now, hand in hand to that, again, it's not really a pro tip, but you might want to have fast internet because as a wedding photographer, you're taking a lot of high resolution images, especially if you're shooting in RAW. Sometimes these sizes can stack up, and you need to have a decent internet speed to make sure you're uploading fast and regularly, especially if you're doing thousands of images like I am every single day. Now, I usually do this straight after the wedding's done, so I go home that night and upload it straight to Dropbox. You can do it the next day, whatever it is, but make sure you have an online cloud provider. Dropbox for me, I can't remember how much it is, but whatever I ended up investing of it was worth it. I know there are separate providers like Blaze is another good one that you can check out, but it is something that I always use without fail, every single time. Tip number 4, ShootProof. Now, ShootProof is an online gallery provider, and these are very important, especially if you're a wedding photographer. Now I might make a separate YouTube video about why ShootProof specifically, but for me, it's a very seamless tool to use. I love the layout, I love the design. I think for what you pay for it, it's actually great. The package that I'm on is unlimited storage, which is awesome, and I don't have to worry about what it looks like because I've seen it before, and I think the gallery layouts are great. There are also different brands out there like Pixieset, but do your research. Look at what your budget is, what works for you, but also what the look and feel of some of these providers are like for you. I started off by using SmugMug. It was a really cheap and great gallery provider, but I wanted to have something with a bit more of a collage layout and something nice of a gallery feel, and I personally just found that ShootProof did all of that for me. The good thing about ShootProof is that your clients can star images, they can favorite things, you can also see if they want to make any prints out of it, you can make some additional print sales, which is great, and it provides you with a whole bunch of data like who actually logged in to view their photos at what time. It also helps you collect emails, so I genuinely think the website for ShootProof is great. It helps you collect a lot of information, but also displays a very seamless experience for your clients when they're viewing their photos for their wedding day. And you want to make sure to not skimp out on that part. Like, you can do 90% of a good job of a wedding day, but that last 10% is ruined, and it just ruins the entire experience if the delivery of your photos isn't there. Like, don't just rely on Google Drive or Dropbox to send your photos. You want to make sure you lay it out. Again, as a beginning wedding photographer, you might not need this, but if you really want to grow and scale your business and make it as impactful as possible, having a gallery provider is incredibly key. It is so important. Make sure you do this at some point in time. And I wish these things I knew earlier, because the client experience is such an important thing, and you just nail it with that extra bit of just like when they see a gallery and it's all nice and professionally laid out with their titled name and their cover photo, and I guess you get to see that they're looking at it from a particular perspective, and it's not just a Google layout of like files in one order. You just have everything that just looks nice and pretty, just chef's kiss. The next tip isn't really a desktop application, it's actually a phone application, and that's Preview. Now, I've never really talked about Preview before, but I'm actually glad that I am, because Preview is an app on my phone that allows me to plan my feed for Instagram. Now, the reasons why Preview is so important to me is because, one, if you're like me and really anal about the grid, even though you shouldn't be, because you shouldn't be too concerned about what you post and just post as well, you don't really have to think about it. But if you're like me, then making sure that everything fits systematically within a nice kind of visual design is important. And I like to plan things with Preview because it helps me to create this nice collage layout of all of my images, and I get to feel really proud of this little thing that I've created, which is amazing. Preview also lets you actually post in advance, so you can schedule in posts. You can enter in everything like the title, the hashtags, what photos specifically by carousel posts, literally Instagram, but just in advance so that you don't have to physically use Instagram every single time. The reason why I love Preview is you can just lay out all the images and make sure and fit some kind of theme that I'm trying to be coherent with, and keep that consistency throughout the entire page. You're going to get to some point in your photography brand or career where you want this overall look and feel, and I think Preview also helps you to do that. And finally, my very last app that I love to use on my phone as well is CapCut. Now, CapCut actually got into the end of last year, which was great. For those of you who don't know what CapCut is, it is more of an app designed for vertical collage layout videos, especially if you're creating content for TikTok or Reels or YouTube Shorts. One of the key features in CapCut allow you to just also add in captions. And ever see those videos that just go viral and you notice that one of the common trends on that is just the text or subtitles that they use? Well, CapCut actually automatically does this, and it's so seamlessly efficient. It's really, really good, and just recognizes it super well. As AI is improving, it just knows what words you're going to say. It also knows what the words in text are going to look like. Now, the good thing about CapCut is it's free, but it also has a desktop version, so you can use this on an actual Mac like I have, or you can use it on your phone, whatever you're easier with. And that's it. These are the main tools that I'm using religiously within 2022 and now onto 2023. And I hope these tools also help you to improve your business and make it as efficient for you to grow and really make an impact with all of these things combined in your arsenal. If you guys love this video, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below, let me know what's your favorite tool, or if there's something that you actually use that you think should be talked about. And I will see you guys in the very next video. Cheers.